We begin the hour with a ruling in Alabama that just had another chain reaction impact for reproductive rights in that state, and it is drawing scrutiny nationwide. On Friday, the state Supreme Court ruled frozen embryos are children with the same rights and protections. That prompted the University of Alabama at Birmingham Health System, which is the largest healthcare system in that state, to stop IVF procedures. And NBC News has just learned that a second clinic is pausing care now. Would-be parents like Gabrielle and Spencer Goidel, who were supposed to freeze embryos later on this month, they say they are unclear what this ruling means for them and what their next steps will be. They told my colleague Katie Tur IVF is their best chance to start a family, and they feel betrayed.
When we first moved to Alabama, we recently relocated, and we really have enjoyed our community and our friends here. And I feel now a little hurt by the warm Alabamians I've met. I just feel like they're kind of turning our backs on us.
That's one of the things that hurts so much is, we don't want to move. Like we really like it here. And it's just so frustrating to have this feeling that people in our own community would be against us starting a family.
So to help put into context for all of you why this story is reverberating nationally, the CDC says that in 2021, more than 97,000 babies were born here in the U.S. using assistive reproductive technologies like in vitro fertilization. And according to the Pew Research Center, 42% of adults say they have used fertility treatments or personally know someone who has. Joining us now from Alabama, Dr. Mamie McLean, a physician at Alabama Fertility Specialists, which is one of the state's largest fertility clinics, which just announced that temporary freeze on procedures. Doctor, I'm so glad to have you here. First of all, was that expected that they were going to have to put a temporary freeze, and how disappointing is that for you?
Well, this was a decision that myself and my partners made. We have been wrestling with this decision for 4 days since we found out. We didn't take this lightly, but ultimately our legal team and our embryology team said that we cannot continue IVF care given the significant legal ramifications.
And are there specific procedures you can continue with?
So yes, fertility care is much more wide and diverse than just IVF. So we can certainly continue with inseminations and surgeries and ovulation induction, but our most successful treatment is being paused. That means less babies will be born in Alabama.
And what are your patients saying to you today?
It's heartbreaking. The phone conversations that I've had to have with longtime patients who are desperate and ready to become parents, and I'm having to tell them that I can't offer their treatment that we've agreed to. They are begging us to continue. They're saying, we'll sign anything. Please let us continue with treatments. And we're having to tell them no at this time.
And how critical is timing in an IVF procedure?
Yeah. The lead up to an IVF procedure can take months. So these are patients where we have been planning. I have one patient I've been planning since August to do this, and I had to call her and tell her that I can't offer her the care that we've planned.
Now, I want to be clear, this ruling applies, and your concern applies to fertilized eggs, correct, that are considered correct. Embryos. So obviously there's a process that has to happen before that happens. What happens to those eggs that have yet to be fertilized? Do they stay there? Can they be safely transported elsewhere if a family says, you know what, we're going to take this out of Alabama?
So our patients who are in active treatment, meaning they are already on the medications and ready for an egg retrieval, we are continuing with their care because that's in their best interest. For patients who've not started medication, that's who we're pausing. With regards to moving embryos, we actually don't know the legality of moving embryos across state lines. We're just all confused and looking for more guidance from the state.
I have to reiterate, you are a doctor, and yet you kind of need a law degree right now. You've been speaking with other doctors in your state, many of whom are in touch with lawyers. How worried are you and your colleagues that you will be sued, you will be fined, you could be jailed if you discard embryos that are not viable, or if a family that feels complete leaves behind some fertilized eggs? What happens in either of those scenarios?
We're incredibly worried. The physicians across the state have been in regular contact with each other. We are worried that, to our own personal risk, about getting thrown in jail, lawsuits, those things would result in the closure of all fertility clinics in Alabama. That would result in fewer babies across the state. That also, I think, would hamper the ability of the state to bring in young doctors, to bring in, incredibly skilled professionals to the state. So ultimately, this is a bad decision for Alabama.
IVF is already a very expensive procedure. So how concerned are you that the gap in care and that the options out there are going to widen, and that will shut out less privileged families altogether from having kids?
Absolutely. If we can imagine a scenario where we're not practicing modern fertility, the costs will absolutely go up, and those will be borne by patients and patients alone.
And we have to remind our viewers that this ruling in Alabama, it stems from a case that was filed by patients who were actually pursuing IVF. They wanted consequences when someone removed embryos from storage at a fertility clinic, unfortunately dropped them on the floor. It happened accidentally. The court was what said those embryos deserve the same protections as children. So what is your message after the fact in that particular case to the state Supreme Court?
Well, that case is incredibly difficult and sad for those couples affected. Embryos are precious and should be protected. But ultimately, we do not believe that embryos are children, and that couples need to be able to make decisions regarding their own embryos.
Dr. Mimi McLean, tough times for you. I'm certainly glad that you spent some time with us, though, and helped explain things. Best of luck. Thank you.
Thank you.